All right, welcome back to Studyball, and we are breaking down some of the big offseason moves at the wide receiver position and how those wide receivers, just what they bring to the table, how they make life easier for a quarterback. Being able to answer some of those questions is what to look forward to if you're the new fan base when you bring guys like Davante Adams and Tyreek Hill, who we'll talk about today, and what are the Chiefs going to be missing? Where are they going to struggle not having a guy like Tyreek Hill? So let's dive into the tape. Now, we all understand that Tyreek Hill is about his speed. Obviously, the nickname, the Cheetah, he's got incredible speed. But how does that speed correlate to the football field? What does it do for a quarterback outside of just a guy being able to run really fast and run past guys or catch the ball and run really fast so they can't tackle him? What does that do? So Tyreek Hill right here, okay? They're going to run a play, and we like to call this play read. When you got a guy like Tyreek Hill, you run this play a lot. So what it is we're just going to run a 40-yard dash, and we're going to run a 40-yard dash. And if this safety stays down or there's no safety in the middle of the field, you just keep running your 40-yard dash. I mean, fastest guy in the NFL, just run a 40-yard dash. Run by him. If this safety in this particular look just gets depth because afraid of your speed, we're going to get to about 15 yards and we're going to hook. And so you're going to see just that in and of itself, a route that, again, you can run a million times. Look at that. That little push right there. Okay, so let's look at the line of scrimmage. So line of scrimmage is here, let's say about the 42. Okay? And now I want to look and see where it is that right there. Okay? So from the 42 to, okay, we'll give it the 32. So in that 10 yards, within the first 10 yards, this safety's hips are turned and he's running out of there. No chance to cover anything underneath him once he's turning and running out of there already at 10 yards. So now we get this huge cushion right here. Great timing by Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes knows once this guy turns and bails because of that speed, where he's going with the football right now, he's simply got to find the window between these two linebackers. Good timing here. Boom. Big completion. 20-yard play. And you're going to get a bunch of run after catch, which we know with Tyreek Hill. All right. Let's do it again. Do it again. So same thing. Now we're going to try and jam him. Okay, great. If you can get your hands on him. But once you don't get your hands on him, now we're up on this safety. And this safety, look at this safety already. So once again, we're on, we'll say, the 37-yard line. So this safety is already 20 yards deep on the snap. 20 yards deep. That is huge. So I get past the jam. Now that safety knows he's exposed one-on-one. But look at this. Tyreek Hill runs this at the 20-yard line. Look where this safety is. This safety is 13 yards away from him. 13 yards away from him when he's almost to the 5-yard line here. We're going to catch it. What's it do? When you catch it and these guys are running that way, it gives you the ability to react after the catch. Boom, same exact route. Boom, easy read. I'm going to hook it up. Ball's on him. Now you're playing catch-up because you're so far away from him. You can't make the tackle. You give him space, and boom, there's the speed around the corner, outruns everybody to the other side for the touchdown. I mean, it's incredible what he does, what he gives you. And we're not even talking about how he helps everybody else. We're just focusing on Tyreek Hill himself, but how he helps everybody else. When you can get safeties running out of here 20 yards, if Tyreek Hill just runs through the middle of the field, look at all the space it creates for guys like Travis Kelce in the underneath portion of the field. So Tyreek Hill's impact is not just his speed, but here's another one. Boom, right there. Okay, so line of scrimmage is 44-yard line. Let's see how long it takes before this safety right here turns his hips. Freeze it right there. Okay, one more time. Go, turns hips right there. Okay, so whatever. I mean, we're talking less than 10 yards now. He's turning all the way to the inside and running. Tyreek Hill's going to run a little fake corner route here. So when you're in that position as a safety and your hips are already turned and you think the guy's going the other direction, this is a full spin here. Then Tyreek Hill's taking it back to the post. I mean, We're talking about high hopper after high hopper because he's got guys spinning and playing way back there in space because they're afraid of him. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than this. So this is where you see the speed come into play for a guy like Tyreek Hill. Here's another one. We're going to run a similar route. Okay, now he's on the corner. He gets going here. Corner's already turning his hips to the inside. Turns his hips. Wait's going back. He's running out of there. Another easy completion on the deep curl route. Boom, right there. Even though the ball's late. Even though Patrick Mahomes has to let this clear out as Tyreek Hill's already turning, doesn't matter because he's got so much separation here. Once again, increases the margin of error for the quarterback to hold the football, throw it late, and still get a big completion. Okay, this is something you always got to look for, and it'll be interesting to see how much Miami does this. Okay, this guy can play anywhere on the field, but Kansas City loved to play him in the number 3 spot. So we count from outside in 1, 2, 3. Third receiver in. They love to play him in that situation. Why? Because A, they can get some isolation on inside linebackers who are usually the worst cover guys, probably the slowest guy on the field compared to other guys. Where, right, you can put nickel guys here, defensive backs here, but inside here is where your linebackers are always going to stay. The other thing is that you're going to have one of two things. You're either going to open the middle, so now you got your fastest guy in football running down the middle, which is the easiest throw for a quarterback because he's not impeded, doesn't have to throw it really over anybody down the field, or you're going to close the middle with a safety, and now you give Tyreek Hill the ability to work this entire field over here with his speed. Another almost impossible task for anybody to cover him when you have that much speed. So they love to put him on the inside, and I'm interested to see how much Miami uses him. So here it is, okay? Safety's going to stay back. They're going to drop this safety down. With this safety outside the hash, look at all this space right here. I don't care who this is covering. And it's a linebacker in this situation because they're bringing some kind of zone dog pressure. But good luck. I mean, I don't care if you're the fastest linebacker in football, a nickel, doesn't matter. We're just going to run past both of you, going to beat the safety. We've got all kinds of space to the outside. I mean, it is one of those things where they're going to use him in space and they're going to use him in that number 3 spot because he's got a two-way go. He's got so much ground that he forces a defense to cover. Okay, here we go again. Okay, so he moves him into the inside spot. We're going to go here, get inside leverage. They're going to have a free safety. Now, once again, I've got all this space over here to catch the football. Got to take away the inside first, but you're going to give him that much space. Look at this. Again, we've got 12 yards of distance between the free safety because he's so afraid of the speed that now he can break it flat at any point in time, and he's got all this space over here because of that speed. If I'm Patrick Mahomes, like I come back and I look and I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Just lay this football up here and let him go get it however you have to throw it. Another big chunk play with all kinds of space, run after catch, because everybody's so afraid of that speed. Okay, here's one. We all remember this. In the playoff game, and you see Buffalo playing too high, man underneath, man underneath, man underneath. Okay, when you play 2-man coverage, you're going to squat hard to the inside. So you're going to make it the hardest throw possible, having to throw outside with underneath leverage and a safety over the top, because obviously you never want to let some guys get to the inside. I already told you it was the easiest throw in football. So this coverage is designed to take away anything to the inside. So you're going to see DB right here is just going to sit hard to the inside and force Tyreek Hill to go outside. Force him to go outside and then run an inside breaking route. Most times as a quarterback, when you come back and you see this guy hanging to the inside of him, you're like, X him off. He got no chance. Let me go somewhere else because I want to hit an outside breaking route against the leverage. Not Tyreek Hill. We're going to see it again right here. Look at this. Okay, terrible position. Patrick Mahomes is looking at him right here. Terrible position. DB sitting inside. He's got to try to get across his face. Speed. Speed allows you to do this with terrible situation, yet he's able to turn the corner, outrun him across the field, and then we know what happens after this. But This is the best possible coverage to stop that particular route, and it turns into a 64-yard touchdown because of that speed. The ability to beat even the perfect coverage because he's so fast. All right, here we go. One more time. On the inside. Okay, we're going to motion him over. Okay, we motion him over with that speed. What are you going to do? Right? Choices. This isn't even a good route. They're going to try to come up and jam him here. All he's got to do is get past this. You're going to see the speed, once again, that just takes over. And like I said, it's not even a good route. And I say that because normally when you run a corner route, you got to give yourself a little bit more space here for the quarterback to throw. But because he's so fast, Patrick can get such a read on this and lay it out there. And again, you get press coverage. You beat press coverage fast. And it's game over right here, even with a tough angle. Ball's up and down. Another chunk throw there. Chunk throw after chunk throw after chunk throw. There he is inside here. Speed. It's called speed shallow. Okay, so a shallow route. Love to run shallows. Just get him running. Get him going across the field. If this guy's playing off and hesitates at all, you can throw a 4-yard route and get big plays because you can't chase him. You can't chase him, and he's just jogging right there. You catch it, you put it out in front of him. He's got a couple steps. Whoop. Splits everybody. Gets another 8, 9, 10 yards on the simplest throw in football right in front of Patrick Mahomes. You see the speed working in his favor, and he doesn't even have to cut. All he's doing is just run fast. Just run in a straight line. Same thing that happened on the corner. We're not asking you to do much. Just flat out run and beat your guy. So much easier when you have a guy like that. Okay, now we're going to send him in motion. Okay, now I'd like to see even Kansas City do this more. But you motion him out here. Motion him out here. We saw the Raiders try to run up with the motion and jam him because when you run out here in motion and you play soft, there's all these easy throws that are like stealing because of his speed. Boom, right there. We're just going to take 3 yards off. You know my speed. I'm going to motion outside, force you in an off position. Then I'm going to threaten you. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than this on the outside. And then again, the speed to turn the corner and pick up the first down. And then the last one here, okay, same idea. Get run plays, or we can get screen plays called or whatever, but now we're just going to put Tyreek Hill on the backside, outside by himself. If we get one-on-one, because you'll notice here, right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Kansas City loves to do this. Go 4 receiver side. So they put everybody over here, and the idea when you go 4 receiver side is to push the defense over here and give this guy one-on-one if you can. Otherwise, you should have numbers to the front side, but you're really trying to get that guy one-on-one. They're going to run a one-step now route to the backside. Just get the football in his hands, right? Guy's 8 yards off, get the football in his hands. Now just let him make a move. And again, around the corner, 10 yards, because he's so tough to tackle, so elusive with the ball in his hands. There you see it. Now, we all knew that he had the speed. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how that speed correlates to what happens in a game, how that makes the game easier for a quarterback. We want to think that it makes it easier because he just runs by everybody and we just have to throw it up and he runs under it. Yes, that helps. But all of this stuff was on really underneath stuff or attacking that second level of the field because those guys are so worried about you on the back end. Create more space, create more space, create more space. When we have more space as a quarterback, it creates more margin for error. You can be a little bit off on a throw and still complete it because you've got time, you've got space. And that's really number one where Tyreek Hill helps every offense. And as I said, we didn't even talk about how he helps the other guys, the Jaylen Waddles and those types of guys, how he helps them to work the underneath area of the field. This was just about Tyreek Hill and his ability to attack, force space, and use that space to catch the football, but also to get that run after catch where he is so deadly.